Captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion. KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust. Serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Coming up on your primetime news, we could soon see a policy to control travel expenses for village mayors. Plus, more details are revealed about a fatal car crash. And the Archdiocese of Agana is calling for a year of reparation. And with that, we bid you hafa and good evening, everybody. Alongside Crystal Paco, I'm Jason Salas. And topping tonight's broadcast, the Guam Police Department's Highway Patrol Division continues to investigate Sunday's fatal car collision along Isengsong Road up here in Dededo. Police have identified the victim as 58-year-old Anna Marie Blas Flores, who died early Monday morning as a result of whiplash and neck injuries. Her passing marks the 7th traffic-related fatality of the year 2017.
More details on Monday's reported drowning at Marble Cave. Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Aurelio Espinola performed the autopsy today. The victim did in fact drown to death. He was only 15 years old. The manner of death was ruled accidental.
In other news headlines, island mayors are putting their cards on the table in the hopes of working with other agencies to open the Liberation Day Carnival by next Wednesday. It's our next story with Isa Baza.
The carnival grounds have been gearing up for weeks, but still no coronation. Mayor's Council of Guam Executive Director Angel Sablon said the coronation and opening are now planned for next Wednesday.
So we're looking at opening from Wednesday to Sunday. Depending on the wishes of the vendors.
According to Ray Blas, the man in charge of carnival vendors, while an average number have signed up so far, he's hoping to have a more definitive count by Friday.
There's still some available spaces. If you're interested, or if your constituents are interested, they can contact Jeff St. Nicholas at Chamorro Village. Actually, it's at a much reduced fee because they've taken out some of the costs for security.
As for whether there will be fireworks, Sablon said that's dependent on how much is raised in corporate funds, considering the current quote for fireworks is $55,000.
We're trying to knock that down to at least below 15 and give us the best deal that you can, because at 55 we're going to have to go out on bid, and we just don't have the time to do that, nor do we have the funds.
Meanwhile, Sablon said MCOG President Mayor Paul McDonald is hoping to meet with Governor Calvo this week to see if the Guam Visitors Bureau will be able to assist securing entertainment to perform on the carnival nights.
Of course, there's no gambling. The only thing that will happen there at the Paseo grounds is bingo, if it does happen. And we're working with the investors of the building to see whether they're willing to allow the Mayor's Council to utilize the building.
Because the last coronation was delayed due to bad weather, Sablon noted that if it rains on Wednesday, the coronation will instead be moved to the Guam Museum. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Isa Baza.
The Mayor's Council of Guam may create a formal travel policy after being grilled by the legislature last month in what President and Agana Heights Mayor says he called a fiasco. That's Paul McDonald. The issue was over the $180,000 mayors spent on travel over the past 3 years. Here's Sinahanya Mayor Robert Hoffman.
Let's create a policy. Let's explore the options, set percentage limits on it, and maybe the other caveat could be is if there really is no there has to be something tangible. We're going to be filing travel reports. Here's my travel report for what I did, who I met, the business cards, and this is what's going to come of it.
According to Hoffman, travel conducted by mayors has helped build relationships and even boost arrivals from sister cities to Guam. However, a committee was formed to look into formulating guidelines.
A woman caught writing bad checks in other news to the bank enters a plea agreement with the federal government. Mehalani Cruz will formally enter her guilty plea to attempted credit union fraud on Thursday. The checks she wrote total over $31,000 and were addressed to Navy Federal Credit Union. She faces up to 30 years behind bars in addition to having to pay all of the money back.
He was demoted, then ultimately fired after he and his wife were busted with drug ice in their Chalon Pago home. Now, former GPD officer Manuel Perez is appealing his termination with the Civil Service Commission on grounds the action was unfair and overly harsh. As reported, Perez was fired shortly after pleading guilty to official misconduct and hindering apprehension, both as misdemeanors. Sentencing is set for July 20.
Yet another lawyer has withdrawn his counsel for defendant Albert Santos II. He, along with co-defendant Jeremiah Isizaki, have been charged with the attempted murder of Department of Corrections detainee Justin Meno. All three men were housed in Post 6, the maximum security unit, when Meno was found brutally beaten in the yard. While still recovering in the hospital, Meno was able to identify his attackers, and Santos and Isizaki were subsequently charged. Santos did appear in court today with appointed attorney Jay Ariola. He filed a motion to withdraw due to conflicts of interest. Ariola did advise the court that he represents other individuals housed in Post 6 who may be witnesses in the case. Santos has yet to answer to those charges and will return to court on July the 12th with newly appointed attorney Leslie Travis.
We're hearing plenty about reparations as of late, but that's mostly related to war reparations. Now the Archdiocese of Agana is talking about making amends with survivors through a year of reparation.
It's a step towards spiritual justice.
So what are we doing? What is this year of reparation about? Well, we understand that civil remedies and ecclesiastical remedies are always insufficient.
Coadjutor Archbishop Michael Burns acknowledges the body is hurting, large in part due to the growing number of clergy sex abuse lawsuits against the church. To date, 80 victims have come forward alleging they were sexually abused or molested by priests or Catholic school staff. That's what prompted a year of reparation, which will start on Thursday. The faithful will focus on praying, fasting, and almsgiving.
What our prayers do is say to those victims, to those who suffer, that they are worth our attention, our sacrifices, and our prayers. It's a way of the body of Christ expressing to all those who suffer, we're with you. we're in solidarity with you. And we think that a year of persistent prayer, fasting, and almsgiving is a way for us to express to you your value. That the shame, the guilt, the despair, betrayal of trust, God can heal that. Because why? They're His beloved sons and daughters.
A year of reparation will begin with an opening mass at the Dulce Nombre de Maria Cathedral Basilica on July 6 at 6 p.m. The mass will include a traveling monstrance, or a golden vessel that contains a sacred host to be blessed by Archbishop Burns and will be passed from parish to parish. The monstrance will symbolize unity amongst the Archdiocese. A final schedule of events will be announced at a later date.
Keeping with church news now, 6 cases of clergy sex abuse are scheduled to be heard tomorrow in the District Court of Guam, 4 of which involve Archbishop Anthony Aparan. His attorney, Jackie Terlahi, previously advised the court that she will not participate in settlement talks until Aparan's ongoing canonical trial in Rome is complete. Results from that trial are anticipated to be revealed sometime this summer. According to the Archdiocese of Agana, a press conference to provide updates on Aparan's case will be held on Thursday morning as well. We're going to live stream that press conference for you, so make sure to check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/KUAM News.
Stick around for more news here on Primetime. Stay tuned. You're watching KUAM.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
When we face an uncertain path, when we struggle with life's challenges, and when the unexpected happens, it's a beautiful day. We rely on the people we trust, who we can always count on. and to the ones who give us the most care. Throughout the years, rely on Calvo's Select Care to give you the comfort and security you need wherever you are. Calvo's Select Care, health care that's always there for you.
Celebrate more data on the ITE Family Share Plan. Get the amazing Samsung Galaxy S8 and an S7 for just $198 when you bundle your mobile plans on a share plan.
Drive and discover at Guam's best dealership, Cars Plus in Mighty. With Guam's best warranty, there's no better time to drive a Hyundai Accent starting at $11,995 or the Hyundai Elantra starting at $16,995. It's not just newer, it's better. SUV lovers, check out the Hyundai Tucson, J.D. Power's top-ranked small SUV starting at $19,995 or save $4,500 and see the advantages that put the Hyundai Santa Fe at the head of its class. Get to Cars Plus today to drive and discover the quality and value that is Hyundai. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Chuck E. Cheese's Guam is not all fun and games. Our pizza is delicious with the freshest toppings, oven-baked to order. Try the fresh salad bar, sandwiches, and don't forget our mouth-watering wings. Come and eat at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
For 20 years, Matson has been an important part of our everyday lives. Bringing in the cars we drive, the food we eat, and the materials that helped build our homes. From caring for our land through the Adahi Itanu program to generously supporting our local charities, Matson has contributed to the preservation and growth of our island. On behalf of those you've served throughout your 20 years on Guam, Sidza Smaasi Matson.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
Well, with the growth of the Guam Police Department also comes the need, Crystal, for more resources and more facilities.
Valerie Maige reports from a public hearing held today that discussed just that.
The Guam Police Department will very likely receive 3.5 acres of land in Jigo from the Chamorro Land Trust Commission and the Department of Land Management as part of legislation introduced by Senator Tom Atta. The legislation transfers the jurisdiction to the police department and states the 3.5 acres is not reserved for any other public purpose. Chief of Police Joseph Cruz explained that in 2015, GPD received a grant for $1.45 million from the Department of Interior. However, the grant outlines the money can only be used for the construction of an evidence storage facility. Evidence is currently stored in a commercial warehouse the department has a lease agreement with. Several legislators asked if the land would also be used to construct another northern precinct and if the need existed.
The Dededo Precinct Command currently serves all of the north, Dededo, Jigo, and parts of Harmon.
Cruz says they will reserve part of the land for the construction of a Jigo precinct and was honest in saying that the Tumuning Tumon precinct receives most of the calls for service, but that Dededo precinct is a very close second, especially considering the populace. Cruz explained they currently have a satellite office at the Jigo mayor's office.
So we do have the opportunity for our police officers up in the northern area who are assigned to the beat areas that overwatch Jigo to be able to be stationed there so that they don't always have to drive south into Dededo to be able to write reports, access the internet, to be able to complete online reporting and what have you.
Cruz also says there is a need for a new precinct in Talafofo because of the time that it takes for officers to travel from Agate to that part of the island. Last month, GPD broke ground for the construction of a new Central Command precinct in Sinahanya. Construction for the facility is expected to be completed within the year. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Valerie Maige.
In other news, Speaker B.J. Cruz has introduced a resolution to allow 2 senators to share duties of the chairman of the Committee on Rules, Legislative Secretary Senator Regine Bisco-Lee and Senator Dennis Rodriguez Jr. The resolution states that Lee would chair the Committee on Rules, while Rodriguez would chair a new and separate committee on legislative operations. A Rules Committee meeting was held to address the permanent vacancy left by former Chairman Senator Michael Sinicolas, who officially stepped down from the position as of last week Friday. Senator Tilina Nelson is currently the acting chairperson. Vice Speaker Therese Terlahi says she has concerns because the by application has never been done before and had questions on how responsibilities should be divided. The Speaker has moved to vote, but the Vice Speaker objected. Legislative Legal Counsel Julian Uggin says the resolution is workable and can be amended for clarity if there are questions about the assignments. So far, a resolution to split the committee in two has been passed. A second resolution to determine specific responsibilities will be discussed later, with the meeting having been adjourned.
Staunch supporters like the intentions behind Bill 86, the Marine Conservation Act of 2017, which would shift fisheries management away from the Department of Agriculture and into the jurisdiction of community leadership and allow coastal villages to play a pivotal role in the management of marine resources. Agriculture Conservation Officer Lieutenant Mark Uggin addressed concerns about whether community-based volunteers will be prepared to deal with violators and asked if there would be a need for volunteers to receive what is provided within programs like the Peace Officer Standards and Training Commission.
It works. It works. And for the community to be a stakeholder in its own resource is the smartest thing you can do because it brings it back. I've seen it in Palau. I've seen it in Yemen, Coast Guard, Guam, everywhere. They are there, diligently going out there, educating the community on resource protection, resource conservation. But there are a handful that do not care. And they will come after you with either knives, spear guns, or whatever they got.
Bill author Senator Will Castro says, quote, there are valid concerns, questions, and recommendations, most of which may be addressed in the planning process once the legal framework is in place, end quote.
Well, the offices of Homeland
Nights to thank them for their hard work and a high up-tempo environment.
One of the things that being stationed in Guam gives the squadron here is best in the world opportunity for training. So they have an opportunity for armed helicopter, live fire training with the Special Operations Forces, training with Navy Expeditionary Combat personnel.
Detachments from HSC 25 are spread throughout the Pacific Theater, but they're best known for providing 24-hour search and rescue support to the Coast Guard and Joint Region Marianas.
So they're trained and experienced in a range of missions that are of use across the theater.
The squadron was designated as the Island Knights in 2005 and have earned their reputation as being the go-to team for SAR and medevac missions on Guam and throughout the Northern Mariana Islands.
So that continual rotation is a big training and readiness requirement, and it's a great opportunity for those sailors to get out and operate forward from Guam. So they get this great experience in Guam with the training and the great search and rescue mission here, and then they get to rotate out to ship and operate from afloat in a tactical environment.
Reporting from Anderson Air Force Base on Guam, I'm Amy Forsyth.
All right, Amy, thanks so much. In other news, a proposed decolonization education framework developed by DOE faced both support and criticism at a Decolonization Commission meeting today. That curriculum would be geared towards students from kindergarten through 12th grade and would focus on the fundamentals of decolonization and our island's political status. Statehood Chairman Eddie Duenas questioned whether fully developing the curriculum would be an effective use of funds, considering a plebiscite may be held before the majority of students are eligible to vote.
That the cost is relatively low because it would be coming from, like, he actually recommended a working group as well.
I'm not pursuing the intent of this. I think it's good. The thing that I ask you is this the time and the right place to do it?
Yeah, your concerns are very valid.
He instead supported the creation of a short-term curriculum. The commission also discussed the controversial Dave Davis decision and how the current appeal could affect a time frame for a future plebiscite vote. It also committed to issuing a statement with possible concerns over war reparations.
Coming up in sports, Guam boy and Indianapolis Colts Zach Banner is on island. But first, here's weather.
What can I say? My family was tired of seeing red from internet data caps. We switched to GTA and life is good again. Sure, it took a bit of time for some of us to adjust to our newfound internet freedom.
Don't turn off the show. How does it end?
Relax, honey. The data limits are gone. You can watch the whole show now.
But we're all happy with the change, and I think it's even earned me some cool points.
You rock, Mom.
That's right. It's getting lit up in here. How about that?
Okay, so I need to finish this homework now.
Okay, I'm done. My son, though, he's in the midst of a serious rebellion. Rebelling against an alien invasion, that is.
Free yourself. Switch to GTA Home Internet today. Truly unlimited with no data caps or additional usage fees.
A wise man once said that life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. You don't always see that 10% coming. When you get hurt or feel the devastation. For over 40 years, Alpha Insurers reacts quickly for you to provide you with peace of mind. Always. Alpha Insurers. Protecting your good things in life.
Let's welcome the first-time parents, the people with the dream to be their own boss. Let's welcome the things that inspire us, connect us. Let's welcome the college graduations, new beginnings, and happy ever afters. At Bank of Hawaii, we'd like to welcome you to all the new adventures, the next chapters, and all the great things you have to look forward to. Welcome to tomorrow. Bank of Hawaii.
How do you want to live? As a decent person? Good husband? Is that it? Good? Of course not. King of the hill? Better. Top of your game? Win. All powerful. Like a boss. Like a pro. We couldn't agree more. We are professional grade. Step up to GMC with 17% below MSRP on specially equipped 2017 Sierra SLT models. That's nearly $11,000 on this Sierra.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. Indianapolis Colts lineman Zach Banner on Guam signing autographs and taking pictures with fans. Banner visiting family and going to give back to the community with a free football clinic tomorrow at Guam High from 10 to 2 in the afternoon. Zach was at the Agana Shopping Center today doing a meet and greet event. Banner, drafted by the Colts in the 4th round, 137th overall, plays offensive tackle. The former USC Trojan stands 6'8", 353 pounds, and always reps the Guam flag before and after games. He's home and will be giving back to the island's youth football players tomorrow at Guam High from 10 to 2 in the afternoon.
We're going to learn a lot. I'm going to talk a lot about the importance of education, leadership, and things like that, qualities that will help you in life on and on the field. We plan on getting a lot of work done tomorrow, and it'll just kind of be the beginning. That's why we want all ages. It can be the youth, it can be middle-aged adults, senior citizens, kind of, and then we're just going to take care of business, have a good time tomorrow.
GYBA basketball from the Guam Sports Complex Gym. Yellow Jackets and the ASC Islanders balling up. John Lorena with some moves in the paint for the Yellow Jackets. Jan Gozen with the assist from Javian Cruz. Goes baseline. Turnaround one-handed shot with the hand in his face. Drops for 2. Low-scoring game after 1 quarter. Battle on the boards. Loose ball picked up by Gozen. Stolen by Kobe Santos. Chris Morcani with the quick shot in the lane. All net. Nick Paracha led the Islanders with 6 points. Yellow Jackets get the W, though, 41-29. Chris Morick, 9 points in the win. In other games, U16 Boys Division, the Crusaders 50-34 over Team STC Pink. Mario Cepeda with a game-high 18 for the Crusaders. Westbrook Conception 14 in his team's losing effort. U18 Boys Division, Crusaders double up on Team STC Pink 60-30. Kobe Sotelo led the way in the win with 13 points. Devin Barreto put up 13 in the loss for Team STC Pink. Now for some baseball results from the Leo Palace Field, the Guam Amateur Summer Woodbat League. The Rays got the win over the Rooks 10-0. Ethan Guitar had a no-hitter through 7 innings and settled for the 1-hitter in the win. Blue Jays 13-12 winners over Coast Rise Speedos. The Blue Jays' Derek Nogue singled home Pete Gray in the bottom of the 8th inning for the 13-12 walk-off win. The Auto Spot Cannons got the win over the Talafofo Rangers 7-4. Matt Munoz was 2 for 3 at the plate with a run and an RBI. Randy Alcantara finished 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. And the Barragata Crusaders got the big win over the Rooks 23-4. 5-inning mercy rule. Javen Delgado, 2 earned runs over 5 innings as the Crusaders win in their season opener. Team Guam's 11 to 13-year-old All-Stars putting in some work on the diamond in Korea. Guam